I'm Anatol Lieven. I am director of the Eurasia program at the Quincy Institute for Responsible Statecraft in Washington. We are a relatively new think tank, only 6 years old, devoted to the promotion of prudence and restraint in US foreign and security policy, not something we have seen a great deal of over the past month. Uh, I myself worked as a journalist for many years, including 7 years in the former Soviet Union, Russia, and Ukraine in the 1990s. I also, however, uh, spent many years working on Pakistan and Afghanistan. I was based in Qatar. So, well, that leads into my opening, which is to say that, of course, the Ukraine war and the Iran war have now become deeply intertwined. As far as Russia is concerned, the Iran war has had a number of effects, all of them unfortunately negative from the point of view of peace. On the one hand, of course, it has emboldened the Russian hardliners who detest the idea of a compromised peace and want to go on to a much bigger victory. And obviously, the flood of new money into the Russian budget as a result of the rise in oil and gas prices has, at least for the moment, ended what, until the Iran war, looked like an increasingly dangerous situation for the Russian economy, especially in terms of inflation. That was beginning to put serious pressure on Putin. And of course, the Russians are hoping that more and more air defense systems, in particular, will be diverted by not just by the United States, but by Europe away from Ukraine. What I was saying about the Ukraine war and the effects of the war in Iran. Now, Putin and the Russian government clearly want to keep good personal relations with Trump. They've been very careful. They have, of course, condemned the war, but they've tried not to condemn Trump personally. But on the other hand, there is an increasing feeling in Moscow, and I don't know, obviously, whether this is true of Putin himself, but certainly among Russian analysts I've talked to, that Trump may no longer be capable of making a real agreement with Russia, both because, of course, he's been so distracted by the Iran war, but also the Russian and, of course, well, I think a great majority of analysts think that the Republicans will lose badly in the midterm Senate and House elections in November.